Revelation chapter 8. Greetings, deceivers and non-deceivers. Revelation chapter 8. I want to get through Revelation eventually. If you're interested, I've got 1 through 8 now done. This is the 8th chapter. And I've got in verse 3 and 4 a censer full of perfume, which it says elsewhere are the prayers of the saints. The perfume or the incense, I think it says in most translations, are the prayers of the saints. And those are connected in verse 3 through 4 of Revelation 8. It says, "And another messenger did come." Now, this is when he opened the seventh seal. It said he opened the seventh seal, and there was silence for about a half an hour in heaven. And there were 7 trumpets for the 7 messengers. It says, "And another messenger did come." Now this is important to realize here. "And he stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given to him much perfume, that he may give to the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar that before the throne." So the prayers of the saints and the perfume are one thing. And it says that, I think, elsewhere in Revelation. You can look up incense and see what it says. But notice, this is judgment. It started in verse 6. It says, "And I saw the Lamb when the Lamb opened one of the seals." And this is judgment. And so the prayers were connected with judgment. And it says in verse 4, "And go up did the smoke of the perfumes," or of the incenses, or incense, "to the prayers of the saints out of the hand of the messenger before God." And it says, "And the messenger took the censer which he offered the incense with, and which was connected with the prayers of the saints, and did fill it out of the fire of the altar." So fire is coming from the altar, and did cast it, and it did cast to the earth. And that has to do with judgment. It has to do with Aquarius, because what is falling down has to do with Aquarius, because Aquarius is pouring water down. "And there came voices." Okay, let's see where I am here. Yeah, the censer fire from the altar. It says voices, which has to do with Gemini, which is the sub-age we're in. For 222 years, we're in the age of Gemini. And I think this is the beginning. I'm saying that this is the beginning of the age of Aquarius. And so this stuff should be happening soon. I don't know how soon, but it should be very soon. In the next 100 years at the very least, I would say. Because that's when the beast is set up. Probably, I think so. Okay. Voices, that's Gemini, because Gemini is connected with the voices. Thunders, that's connected with Sagittarius, because Jupiter is connected with thunders, and Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and lightning, Sagittarius, and an earthquake. Alright? So the judgment is coming from the prayers of the saints. The saints are praying, and God is bringing down judgment because of them praying about their oppressions. And then there's a second messenger. "And a third of the sea became blood," verse 8. The second messenger was that. The first messenger had hail and fire mingled with blood. This is reproducing what happened in the Exodus, which was the other fixed sign we have gone through. We've gone through completely one fixed sign, Taurus. Now it's coming around to Aquarius. It's crossing at a 90-degree angle the other fixed signs, which includes Taurus. And we're getting the same kinds of things. But, okay, if you notice here, hail and fire mingle with blood, and it was cast to the land or to the earth. In verse 7, it has to do with Aquarius. Casting down to earth has to do with Aquarius. And that's when Satan is cast down, which I'm getting to. And a third of the trees were burnt up. That has to do with Aquarius. And all the green grass was burnt up. Verse 7 of chapter 8 of Revelation. Chapter 8 of Revelation. Chapter 8, verse 8. Second messenger, great mountain burning with fire, was cast into the sea. That's being cast down. And a third of the sea became blood. That's reproducing what happened in Exodus. If you want to know about it, read Exodus. Don't tell me it's not there. I'm getting sick of this. And I'm not seeing who's commenting on my videos, I don't think, because YouTube isn't showing that anymore unless I go to the videos and look at each video and look at the comment section. But read it in Exodus. Read the Bible before you comment on the Bible. Does that make sense? It should make sense, for crying out loud. All right. The third of the creatures that are and died did a third of the creatures that in the sea, those having life, and a third of the ships were destroyed. That has to do with the age of Pisces. It's a judgment on the sea, which has to do with Pisces. It's a little complicated. It said, and the third messenger did sound, and there fell out of heaven a great star. That's Satan. Stars represent angels. A great star would be Satan, burning as a lamp. And it did fall upon a third of the rivers. Rivers have to do with Aquarius because the water is poured down from heaven, and it makes rivers. So it has to do with Aquarius. Does this make sense? Aquarius is what is poured down. Aquarius pours down a river from the sky. Rain from the sky, it becomes a river. And upon the fountains of water, that has to do with Aquarius. And these are symbols. And that was Satan. It's a great star. And the name of the star is called wormwood, which is a certain plant that grows in the Middle East. It's where we get the word for vermouth. Vermouth comes from the word wormwood. And it's where that drink comes from. I think it's got wormwood in it. Supposedly, anyway. And a third of the waters became wormwood, and many of the men did die of the waters, because they were made bitter. Wormwood is a bitter plant. And then the fourth messenger did sound, and then it struck the sun, which has to do with light, which has to do with Leo, the opposite sign of Aquarius. All right. And then the rest of the voices of the angels in the next chapter. That's it. I'm getting what I can out of this. That's what I got out of this. You might be able to get more, but for most of you, I doubt it. That's it.